Adopt this and never feel exhausted again. Estoicism. You often feel overwhelmed, don't you? The weight of daily responsibilities makes you question your stamina. In these moments, a fundamental Stoic principle can shift your perspective. It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This quote from Epictetus reminds you that while you cannot control external events, you always have power over your responses. Picture this. It's a hectic Monday morning. You're juggling work emails, family obligations, and a long to-do list. As you brew your coffee, you feel your heart race, your stomach twist, and your mind whirl. The chaos around you doesn't let up, does it? But what if, instead of succumbing to anxiety, you pause, take a deep breath, feel your feet on the ground, and remind yourself that your reactions determine your experience? Think about it. How often do you allow stress to dictate your mood? When conflicts arise, do you react impulsively or choose to respond with calm? Reflect on a recent challenging situation. Did you let frustration cloud your judgment? Could you have approached it differently? By embracing Stoicism, you can reclaim your inner peace even amidst turmoil. The next time you encounter an unexpected obstacle, a demanding colleague's sudden request, or a child's unexpected tantrum, use the Stoic technique of pausing before reacting. Visualize yourself taking that deep breath again, allowing space for a thoughtful response instead of a knee-jerk reaction. It's in these small moments that the practice becomes powerful. Have you considered the emotional toll of consistently responding with stress? What would it feel like to approach your daily challenges with a sense of calm acceptance instead? Embracing Stoicism invites you to break the cycle of exhaustion, shifting from reactive to responsive. You'll not just navigate your days, but do so with a renewed sense of clarity and purpose. Today, as you go through your routine, challenge yourself. How will you respond to something unexpected that arises? Will you hold on to irritation, or will you embrace the chance to cultivate resilience? In the next 24 hours, practice pausing before you react. Embrace the stillness. Let Stoicism guide you toward a more balanced way of living. Before you dive into these Stoic teachings, I have an important heads up. Many subscribers have reported that YouTube has unsubscribed them without warning. Check the red button below to ensure you're still subscribed. I don't want you to miss any upcoming Stoic lessons. And since you're here, please hit that powerful like. It really helps. Tell me in the comments, which city are you tuning in from? I love connecting with all of you. Your participation makes a difference. Let's engage. As you navigate through the day, take a moment to step back and reflect on your thoughts. Notice how frequently you're caught in a whirlwind of worries. It's easy, isn't it? Life moves at a breakneck pace, pulling us in every direction. But here's where Stoicism offers a transformative insight. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. This quote from Marcus Aurelius reminds us that our internal dialogue shapes our reality. Imagine being stuck in daily traffic. The lights turn red and frustration creeps in. Your heart races as you grip the steering wheel tighter. But what if you chose to view this moment differently? Instead of seeing it as a disruption, consider it an opportunity to breathe, to be present, to let the world slow down for just a heartbeat while you gather your thoughts. Pause. In that moment, notice the chaos outside your window. Are you part of it, or are you observing it? This separation can bring clarity. It becomes easier to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting out of irritation. And it's not just traffic. Think about meetings that run over schedule or unexpected setbacks at work. These moments can unsettle your day, but if you shift your focus, you can find a silver lining. When faced with a challenge, ask yourself, what can I learn here? Or how can I grow from this experience? Embracing this mindset turns obstacles into stepping stones. Many people believe that avoiding discomfort leads to a better life. But what if discomfort was your teacher? Every uncomfortable situation is an invitation to reflect and strengthen your resilience. The next time you feel that all too familiar tightening of your chest, remember that it's okay to feel challenged. It's part of being human. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success. This belief can shift your entire outlook. If you adopt this as a foundational truth, what would change in your daily life? Would you be more willing to take risks? Now take a moment. Picture your next few days. When annoyances arise, and they will, how will you choose to view them? Will you let frustration rule, or will you see them as a chance to practice calm acceptance? Reflect on this. Can you catch yourself in moments of stress and remind yourself that you hold the power to define your response? As you move forward, challenge yourself to pause before you react. Pause and remember that your thoughts carve the path to your experiences. The world around you may be chaotic, but your inner dialogue can be a source of tranquility. What will you do differently today? How will you train your mind to embrace Stoicism and find peace in every situation? Let these questions linger as you continue your journey. Take a deep breath in and let it all out. You're on your way to navigating life with a clearer, more resilient mind. As you embrace the Stoic mindset, think of it like building a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger you become. Every moment is a chance to flex. That resilience. When life throws challenges your way, how you respond can define your experience. The world won't always be calm, but you can choose to be. Let's break this down. Imagine you're facing a setback at work. Maybe a project didn't go as planned. It's easy to spiral into negative thoughts. I can't believe I messed this up, or now everyone will think I'm incompetent. But what if you stopped? What if you took a step back and asked yourself, what did I learn from this? Or how can I tackle this differently next time? Shifting your focus like this helps you grow rather than feel defeated. Reflections like these are the heart of Stoicism. It's not about pretending everything is fine when it's not. It's about understanding that discomfort is part of life. Each tough moment is a teacher, offering lessons you can carry forward. Remember, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This idea from Marcus Aurelius can guide you through tough times. Now, let's discuss relationships. Misunderstandings happen, and sometimes they can lead to hurt feelings. Instead of reacting with anger, pause. Think about the other person's perspective. What might they be feeling? Practicing empathy can change the entire conversation. It shifts you from being defensive to being open and understanding. And that's how connection grows. Here's another scenario to consider. You're dealing with someone who is overly critical. Their comments sting, and it's tempting to lash out. But instead, take a deep breath. Remind yourself that their words reflect their state of mind, not yours. You have the power to rise above it. I control my reactions, you can tell yourself. Embodying this truth allows you to maintain your peace even when others are upset. As your day unfolds, set small, stoic goals for yourself. It could be as simple as remembering to pause before speaking in a meeting, or taking a moment to breathe when you feel the tension rising. Each time you apply these principles, you reinforce your inner strength. You learn that you can remain steady in a storm. And don't forget to celebrate your progress. Recognize the moments when you've successfully shifted your perspective or responded calmly. Reward yourself, even if it's just a mental pat on the back. Growth is a journey, and every step counts. In moments of chaos, ask yourself, what is within my control? Focus on that. Let go of the things you can't change. This will lighten your load and help you feel less overwhelmed. The path of Stoicism leads to clarity, allowing you to navigate your life with intention and purpose. As you carry on through your day, keep your Stoic mindset at the forefront. Challenges will arise, but remember, each one is an opportunity in disguise. Reflect on your reactions, embrace growth, and hold tight to the peace that comes from within. Your journey into the heart of Stoicism has just begun, and with each passing moment, you are shaping a stronger, more resilient you. What will you discover next? Stay tuned, because the adventure continues. As you explore Stoicism, it's important to remember that practice is key. Think of it like learning to ride a bike. At first, you might wobble or even fall, but with each attempt, you gain confidence and skill. The same applies to applying Stoic principles in your life. Each day provides new opportunities to strengthen your resilience. Let's start with a simple yet powerful exercise, journaling. Taking a few moments each day to write down your thoughts can help you process your feelings. When you write, you give your emotions a voice. You may find patterns in your reactions or discover triggers that lead to stress. By identifying these patterns, you can work on them. For instance, reflect on a situation that stressed you out recently. What happened? How did you react? Were your feelings justified? Writing it down can give you clarity. You might realize that many times your worries are fueled by thoughts that aren't grounded in reality. This awareness is a major step toward change. Another essential aspect of Stoicism is acceptance. Life will not always go as planned. You may face challenges that feel overwhelming. Instead of fighting against what you cannot change, practice acceptance. This doesn't mean giving up. It's about acknowledging the situation for what it is. For example, if you miss a bus or a meeting, instead of letting frustration take over, remind yourself, this is out of my control. Use that moment instead to take a deep breath and plan your next move. Maybe take a few minutes to relax or think about how you can adjust your day. Acceptance frees you from unnecessary stress, allowing you to move forward with a clearer mind. Let's also touch on gratitude. It's easy to focus on what's going wrong in our lives, but shifting your focus to what you're thankful for can change your perspective. Start or end your day by listing 3 things you appreciate. They can be simple, like a warm cup of coffee or a conversation with a friend. Gratitude helps us recognize the positives even when life feels tough. Here's a fun exercise. Try to take a stoic walk. This means going out for a walk while focusing on your thoughts. Observe your surroundings without judgment. How does the air feel? What sounds do you hear? This practice helps you connect with the present moment and reminds you that life keeps moving despite your worries. You might find that mixing these practices into your routine creates little spots of peace throughout your day. Each time you pause to reflect, accept, or appreciate, you build well-being. As you continue on this journey, remember that it's okay to have days where you feel overwhelmed. Stoicism doesn't demand perfection. It encourages growth. Consider your setbacks as moments to learn. When you falter, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Today, I challenge you to embrace the idea that every moment of discomfort is a chance to cultivate resilience. How will you handle a challenge that arises? Will you cling to frustration, or will you choose growth? Remember, you have the power to shape your journey. As you move forward, keep these practices close. Spend time in reflection, accept what you cannot change, and express gratitude for what you have. With each passing day, you're not just learning to navigate life. You're building a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. What will be your next step? Let's find out together. As you step into another day, remember that each encounter is another chance to practice your Stoic principles. Let's take a moment to explore the idea of perspective. How you view a situation can change everything. Think about a time when something didn't go as planned. Did you see it as a failure, or could you view it as a learning opportunity? Take a deep breath and visualize the next challenge you may encounter. Imagine not just facing it, but altering your perspective. Instead of saying this is awful, consider saying, what can I learn from this? This small shift can empower you. It turns obstacles into stepping stones rather than brick walls. Let's use a relatable situation. A friend who cancels plans at the last minute. Initially, you might feel disappointment or frustration. You could spiral into thoughts like, why did they do this to me? But pause. What if you use this moment to reflect? Perhaps this is a time for self-care or an opportunity to do something you've wanted to do alone. By reframing your thoughts, you can reduce your irritation and embrace the possibility of new experiences. This approach doesn't just help in personal relationships. You can apply it at work, too. Picture your boss giving you critical feedback. Instead of becoming defensive, ask yourself, what can I improve? This mindset not only helps you grow, but also creates an opportunity for open dialogue. You might even find that your boss appreciates your willingness to learn. Now, let's talk about daily interactions. Every day, we encounter people who might frustrate us. Maybe it's a colleague who cuts you off in a conversation, or a stranger who is rude. Instead of reacting with anger, remember, you have control over your response. Take a moment to breathe. Think about their perspective. Maybe they're having a bad day, just like you sometimes do. When you see them as human, it becomes easier to respond with empathy. Creating these little moments of mindfulness can be powerful. Throughout your day, try to pause before reacting. Ask yourself, how will I respond based on my values? This pause can help you avoid rash reactions and encourage more thoughtful responses. And don't shy away from practicing gratitude. Let's say you encounter a difficult situation. Take a second to think of something you're grateful for in that moment. Maybe it's the support of a friend or the beauty of nature outside. This can shift your mindset and remind you that not everything is chaotic. As you go about your day, challenge yourself to find 3 moments to pause. Whether it's during a conversation, while you're waiting in line, or even when you're at home, use this time to reflect, appreciate, or simply breathe. These pauses can anchor you, providing grounding amidst the noise of daily life. Remember, growth takes time. You might not see results immediately, and that's okay. Each day you practice Stoicism, you're building a new way of thinking. Embrace the journey. In our next chapter, we will dive deeper into how to apply these principles in your daily life and strengthen your practice. What hurdles have you faced lately that could use a Stoic perspective? Think about it. Your journey is just beginning, and every challenge offers a chance to grow. Stay tuned as we explore more tools to foster resilience and clarity. You're on your way to living with purpose and peace. What will you discover next? As the sun began to set on another busy day, Julia found herself standing in front of her window. The world outside buzzed with energy, but inside she felt a calm ripple through her thoughts. She had been practicing Stoicism for several weeks now, weaving its principles into the fabric of her daily life. The chaos didn't seem to affect her as much anymore, and she couldn't help but smile. Earlier that day, she had faced a significant challenge at work. A project she had been leading suffered a major setback. The timeline was thrown off, and the meeting that followed was filled with tense voices and frustrated looks. Just as she prepared to spiral into self-doubt, she remembered her Stoic lessons. What did I learn from this? She had asked herself as she took a deep breath. This simple act allowed her to gather her thoughts and respond with poise. Later, she reached out to her team, emphasizing collaboration rather than blame. She encouraged everyone to reflect on what they could improve moving forward. Their conversation shifted from frustration to problem-solving. Julia felt empowered. The obstacle had indeed turned into a stepping stone, just as the Stoics had promised. After work, she took a walk in the park, determined to practice gratitude. With each step, she recalled 3 things she was thankful for: the sight of blooming flowers, the chuckle of children playing, and the simple pleasure of fresh air. Those instances filled her heart with warmth. As she walked, she realized how much her perspective had changed. She was learning to see challenges, not as burdens, but as opportunities for growth. Later that week, a friend canceled their plans at the last minute. Julia initially felt that pang of disappointment. But instead of dwelling on it, she paused. "What can I do for myself now?" she mused. The moment transformed from frustration to excitement as she decided to catch up on a book she had been meaning to read. Life continued to throw twists her way, but now Julia greeted them with a breath and a thought, rather than a rush of emotion. One day at work, after receiving critical feedback, she chose to ask her manager for clarity. To her surprise, the conversation turned into a meaningful discussion about growth and the sharing of ideas, strengthening their working relationship. As time passed, other colleagues began to notice Julia's transformation. They started seeking her out for advice on stress management, a team member approached her. "How do you stay so calm?" Instead of keeping her newfound knowledge to herself, she happily shared the Stoic techniques that had helped her. Teaching others reinforced her own understanding of resilience. Then came the day of the big presentation. Julia felt the familiar nerves rising, but embraced them. She anchored herself in the present moment. "I control my reactions," she whispered, as she walked onto the stage. With every word, she expressed her ideas confidently, refusing to let the anxiety undermine her. The feedback was positive, and she knew those Stoic principles had paved the way for her success. Reflecting on her journey, Julia sat down with her journal one evening, capturing the highs and lows. Each entry marked a step toward clarity. She realized that every moment of discomfort had been a lesson. "Growth isn't linear," she noted. "It's a wild ride, sometimes a stumble, sometimes a victory." In the months that followed, Julia continued to embrace her Stoic journey. The world around her remained unpredictable, but she was steadfast. Each day felt like a chance to cultivate resilience. She honored her struggles, celebrated her progress, and celebrated the small victories. With a heart full of determination, she encouraged everyone she met to embrace this mindset. Her friends, her team, everyone slowly began to adopt a similar perspective. Together, they forged a community built on empathy, understanding, and the lessons of Stoicism. As Julia looked out over the park one final time, the sun dipping below the horizon in hues of orange, she felt complete. The journey was ongoing, but she now knew that she was not only navigating life's challenges, she was thriving in them. Would she ever stop learning? Not a chance. But she felt equipped and ready for whatever lay ahead. Do you want to keep advancing on the path to serenity? Subscribe now to the channel to receive the next Stoic reflections firsthand. Click like if this content helped you grow. In the comments, share the biggest insight you took away. Your experience may inspire other seekers. And don't hoard wisdom. Send this video to at least 3 friends who need inner balance.